Welcome to another Green Dragons Gaming. Without us, they couldn't feel like winners. Without them, we couldn't look so good. So again, we're based out of here in Westchester, Pennsylvania, and this time I am actually going to be doing this recording with two friends of the show. As a matter of fact, one of them used to actually put up episodes, but he hasn't done so since he became a doctor. So with me today would be Pretty Boy.
Hey guys, what's going on? Sorry I've been slacking, but no promises. Maybe I'll put up some videos at some point.
Absolutely, I think my daughter will be in college by then. No, it's Ryan, you've been busy beyond belief, so I'll stop giving you a hard time about that.
Don't do that. It's not nearly as much fun.
All right. And with me is going to be, what were you called? The Terror of the Mid-Atlantic?
Villain.
The Villain of the Mid-Atlantic.
The villain.
He goes by many names, most of which we can't say over the internet.
I mean, Gene did say whoever's taking temperatures at the one day, if my temperature reads above 101, he pays him $50. So keep that in mind.
I don't know. That pays for a lot these days. So, and I'm the one doing it. So,
well, I'm not going to get to play. This is good night, folks.
I think your opponent will thank me. And speaking of which, that's why they're here today. Is we're actually going to be talking about Pandemic Picnic. It is a one-day tournament on September 26th, and this is going to be the list review. This is going to be held in Nottingham County Park, and that's in Nottingham, Pennsylvania. We are literally renting a pavilion and putting tables on top of picnic tables and setting stuff up. And it is basically, we'll probably just play straight to sundown. What are your guys' thoughts about having it outside this year?
I think it'll be fun.
I mean, we did it in Chris's backyard, so I mean, can't be any different. I mean, depending on certain people playing less than Speedy, we might be in the dark playing, but whatever.
No,
because I think it's dice down at sundown.
It is dice down. It's dice down at sundown because I got to clean up and get out. So, so I have this, I believe, in alphabetical order going forward, and color coded because of army lists. So different armies are specific colors. So first up is going to be Andrea Nini. He is from ECW up in New York City. And he's been playing demons as long as I've known him for the last 3 years. And he was a ETC from Italy, wasn't he?
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But yeah, he was.
Okay. So he is a very, very good player. And I'm going to say, Phil, since I think you have the most experience with demons, why don't you take it away with this?
All right. He's got an Omen with all the toys, a Sentinel with most of the toys, 23 Succubi, 11 Myrmidons, 10 Lemurs, 5 Brazen Beasts, that's interesting, 4 Bloatflies, and a bunch of chat. Oh, he's got 8 Bloatflies? He's just asking to kill something. All right. He's got a lot of monstrous infantry in this list.
And he's got Unhinged Jaw. That's great against monsters, isn't it? Isn't that +1 to wound?
No, it's reroll to hit against large or gigantic, I believe. Yes. Yes.
Unhinging Jaw?
Yeah.
It's rerolls to wound.
Rerolls to... Not rerolls to... I'm sorry, you're right. Rerolls to wound. Yep.
Against large and gigantic.
It really helps because demons usually have trouble with higher toughness or things with armor saves, so bloatflies are usually a good answer to that.
They're strength 6, 2 attacks each.
2 attacks, AP 3. I mean, the bloatflies don't have a lot of attacks going out, but, I mean, the toxic. Oh, the toxic.
Well, monsters don't care about.
Not to mention, you've got, I'm assuming the Sentinel is, evocation, so, I mean, reroll to wound on toxics. It's not nice. I don't particularly like that.
He's got rerolls to hit because he's got a Master Div, too.
Yeah, he's got a strong magic phase.
Yeah.
I really like the 5 Brazen Beasts. It's interesting. You don't see them fielded that large. Those things hit like a ton of bricks.
The problem is when they don't kill you and then they're stuck there.
Yeah, they get slaughtered afterwards, for sure. He's got to be real careful with that unit. But that's it's
a hammer.
Yeah.
That is the definition of a hammer. So like the succubi is pretty typical. He's going to put the omen in there because he'll benefit most from Chilling Yawn. The Lemures is a typical core unit at that size. I'm not sure why he has the 11 Myrmidons.
Scoring and cheap and probably just to fill out his core.
Probably.
I mean, but technically you can have him 4x3 and all the Myrmidons would get their attacks. So it's a nice little dart unit.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, you might just use them as a dart and like as a flanker or something.
I'm surprised he doesn't have unnatural roots on the lemurs.
I mean, it's one of those things that's nice, but if you don't, it's like the first thing to go if you need to meet core points somewhere else. Plus, I mean, I'm guessing, I can't say for certain, but I'm guessing he's going to throw the Sentinel in there, and they're just going to be chilling all the way in the back with the snipes flying.
And that's why I thought the unnatural roots would help it out.
I mean, I'll be honest, if that Sentinel's in close combat, something has gone terribly wrong.
It's a nice list. I usually see Andrea playing with some bigger blocks. So in this case, he's got the Brazen Beast and the Succubi, and he'll use his magic, but he'll play pretty aggressively because he's got 2 units of Furies to basically chaff you and set up the Brazen Beasts to just hammer it home. And then the Bloatflies will kind of like go up on the flanks and just give people a hard time.
Yeah, I like this. I like the magic combination that he's got going on. A lot of duplication of spells. What does Chilling Yawn do again?
-2 initiative. I think it's either when they charge or on the first round of combat.
No,
or maybe it's all the time.
Contact.
Oh, okay. So everything minus. So the Succubi are going first. Doesn't really matter what you are.
And Hot Blood?
Oh, Hot Blood's the opposite. It gives you +2 initiative. It's devastating charge +2 initiative.
All right. And Whip Crack?
+1 to hit, lightning reflexes.
Yeah, and that's why I said the Omen are going in the Succubi, because the Omen, I think, is like not super high agility. I think it's like agility 6. So then with the Succubi, he's like agility 8, essentially. So it gives him a chance to go first. He's got the extra attack with Hatred. Yeah, I mean, he took the 2 characters are really like kind of like the net characters that you see in a lot of demon lists.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just filled out the rest of the army a bit differently. And I like it. I think he'll do pretty well. I think he's going to run into one game, though, where his Brazen Beasts get charged and things start to fall apart on him.
Oh, there's a couple items that make the Omen super sad that he has to challenge to.
We'll get to those later on because I think I know 2 of those lists that you're talking about, fellas.
Not a clue.
Andre gets style points though for the Brazen Beasts.
No, I like it. I think this is a fun list, a strong list. I think it's going to.
What is it, like 13 monstrous cav things? I mean, damn.
Yeah, he's going to give some people some fits. All right. So speaking of Mr. Keller, Ben is new to the 9th Age. He's coming on strong. He's learning the game. And is this the list that you helped him out with, Phil?
No comment. I don't want the poor lad to have a stigma for associating with me.
So the answer is yes.
Don't know what you're talking about, but probably.
I remember seeing
this,
that.
This is based off one of my old lists, my old warrior lists.
But this has been running rampant. I remember you coming to my house with this list well before people were using it.
Certain people, after losing terribly to this list, then spread it around because they didn't know Feldrax were so slept on.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
I played Ben when he was using this list, too.
It's a mean list.
Against this. Yeah.
Who's he playing first round?
We'll get to that later. That's half the fun for later, is when we make our predictions and are all super wrong. Yes. As per usual.
Yes. All right. So he's got the Sorcerer with the Veil Walker, which is extra 6 inches, or reroll. Isn't it reroll armor or divine?
I'm sorry. What are we looking at? The
Veil Walker.
Veil Walker. Yeah, it's reroll to wound, reroll armor saves, or +6 inches. are the 3 you can sacrifice for.
Got it. So again, I like that. I like the magical. I'm not sure the magical heirloom's needed, but he's only got the 1 spellcaster, so I definitely see why he would need it. It's a good chapter spell.
I mean, essentially, he's got an extra missile, and looks like his sorcerer is going to go missile heavy. If I had to take a shot at it,
okay.
Alchemy generally likes to go relatively missile heavy, especially because there's a lot of decent armor in the meta.
Yeah, agreed. Spiked shields, flaming standard. It's just, I don't know. To me, and he's running alchemy too, so both his warrior bricks should have rerolls to wound. Because doesn't Wasteland Torch give flaming the first round of combat?
Only the first round, yes.
Correct. Yep.
All right. Bear with me just one quick second. Yes, I mentioned. Sorry, I had to pause the recording there. Again, Feldrake's paired weapons is really good. The Feldrake paired weapons of the Ancestor with supernatural dex. No, that's solid. That's scary. That's gonna bruise some people when used properly.
Yo, that thing is mean. Yeah. It's such a cheap thing to throw on. Well, I mean, nothing is actually cheap on an Ancestor. It costs double the points to magically equip him. But 90 points for agility 5, weapon skill 9, strength 7, jackass. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a solid monster mash list. Very aggressive, and he only has 3 scoring units, but they're all very solid, and he's going to bully people off of the objectives with them.
The elders alone do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, and the flares he's got, they're great chaff in my opinion. Ugh. And then the Feldrax, and then the Elder and the Ancestor. I mean, that's just brutal. You get 2 of those, or even 1 of those in a flank, but 2 of those into a unit. That's going to be one hurting unit.
Yeah, Ben gets style points for bringing the Ancestor. I like it. The Feldrak Elder, though, I've got to say, is probably like the most popular monster like in the game right now.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember the last time I've seen a warrior list without a Feldrak Elder or 2 Feldrak Elders in it.
I have to agree.
Well, if everyone's playing them, you know they're going to get cost up by like 50, 60 points in the next rules update. So, you know. Well, I thought that's how it worked. It's popular, you get nerfed.
Not always. But the fact that, you know, why bother with giants when you can bring the elders and stuff like that. So,
elders. Well, to be fair, you get 2 giants for the price of an elder.
But,
a giant and a half for the price of an elder.
Well, we're going on a tangent, so I'm going to go to the next list.
Fine.
All right, Mr. Robb. This is another green dragon. So Ben was a green dragon. Andrea was the ECW. Brett is also green dragon. Let's see. He's got the Chosen Lord, Trophy Rack, Hellforge. Well, the people at home can pause and read the list.
Goodness gracious. His Chosen Lord has like a paragraph of text.
You know, I feel like with Shieldbreaker and the gauntlets, he's trying to make a statement.
And I love the fact that he's got demonic wings, so he can fly out of the unit. I
haven't seen that build in forever and a half.
I like it, Brett. I think that's cool.
So here's my question. Why did he give him greed if he just wanted pair weapon Shieldbreaker?
Well,
I think he wants the option.
You don't get it.
He can put it with his warriors. That's why.
Oh, if it didn't have greed, it can't go with the warriors?
Yeah, if you're marked, you cannot go with different marked warriors. So, marked lord can go with unmarked warriors or the mark of his people, I think.
Got it. So,
thank you for that clarification. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I personally think, honestly, if I was doing something like that, I'd just give him Entropic. The thing that turns off the other magic weapons.
Entropic Aura?
Just have him,
Entropic Aura.
Thank you. I'd have him run around with that and just pop people because he can. But
fair enough.
I mean, the flying thing is really good.
I do like that. And I like the warriors with greed and zealots banner. That's solid too. Very versatile.
I mean, he's gonna shoot that Chosen Lord out and just be like, here's my assassin. He's got a great weapon. Or in this case, a paired weapon.
He's got a pair of
He's got a pair of great weapons. Sure, we'll go with that.
strength 5.
AP 6. Good God.
And 10 warrior knights. I haven't seen them in a while. Style points for you here, Brett, for taking.
Nope. I can't give him style points. They're gonna run through a forest, and half of them are gonna die. He chose banner speed over stalker standard.
Yeah, but you're not playing your trees. No one brought the trees. Gents?
Oh, but it doesn't matter. There's always at least 2 forests, and there's a runes somewhere. Half those knights will die to terrain. It's the curse of the horses.
I know that curse all too well.
I'm aware you are familiar with such curses.
All right. I mean, and the Zealous Banner, I do like the Zealous Banner, especially on the Warriors, because you do gain the additional attacks.
Oh yeah.
The question is, I mean, for does he have enough warriors to make it worth it?
I mean, I'll take 20 great weapon attacks as something that needs to be can opened.
Yeah, because I mean, he could field them 5 wide, and it's still is heavily beneficial to him.
I mean, he's got all the tools he needs in the bricks. He doesn't really need to run them any wider unless he's fighting like Skaven slaves or a tar pit.
Okay. He's got 3 dedicated chaff. He's got the flares, in which case this time they're anti-chaff, and then the Chimera, which is speed 20.
Yo, Chimera's the best chaff in the game.
No, I disagree. Green Knight.
What? They are faster than the Green Knight. They hunt bunkers more effectively than the Green Knight. They cause. Does Green Knight cause fear?
Terror.
Green Knight causes terror. You know, that's a little bit. But he's also so much cheaper than the Green Knight.
I'll give you that, but the Green Knight.
You can fit 2 of those things for 1. And there are some things that just bounce off chimeras.
Well, I think we're getting off on a tangent again.
Yes, I have to
agree.
agree.
That's going to happen for the next. That's going to happen for the next 17 lists. Let's be realistic here.
And again, the halberds with the elders, I think is interesting.
That's
I'm
different.
so used to.
That is very different.
I'm not sure it's needed. They're what, strength 6?
They're strength 7 with a halberd. They're angry boys.
I would agree, Mark. I think paired weapons is typically the better option, but here I rest my case. 2 more Feldrak elders.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
and there are more warriors of dark gods. I think that's the most popular army.
I mean, to be fair, too, Brett's, I think, playing to the meta with that choice.
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that.
He knows there are people with armor, and he doesn't want them to get their saves.
That's a good point. And I mean, this is a nice, straightforward warriors list. I would almost say it's like warriors with training wheels, because there's not, you don't have all the wonky units. So, the learning curve on this list is a little bit nicer. He's basically got the blocks in the middle. The warrior knights will be on one flank, 2 elders on the other flank, and then he's got 3 chaff to set up all of his charges. And he's got double binding scroll, which is great.
Yeah.
I didn't even see the double binding scroll. Ew.
It is a thing. And here's the thing: is I'm not going to say that this is a list with training wheels, but I definitely see this being a push list. And that's what he did well with, because he was running a list similar to your list, Phil, with the trees, which was again another push list, but he had the whatever they are, the flyers from that army, the Kestrel Knights. So that's his style. I think he does really well with it. So I'm hoping he does well this tournament.
I like this list. I like this warrior list a lot.
Yes.
For sure. I think the double binding scroll is really clutch too.
That's going to give someone a bad day.
So nice. If you can find the points for it, I don't know why you wouldn't take it. Also, Rules Team, if you're listening to this, please limit that damn item to 1.
I actually agree with that. All right, Mr. Hulley. So, for whatever reason, I'm finding that all the green dragons, most of our names are early in the alphabet, with 2 exceptions, being the 2 of you. Everyone else is early on. So Brian is also another green dragon, and I like this list. If no other reason, it's not. There are actually elves in a Sylvan elf army.
Yeah, so Sylvan Elves might be one of those books that like people are finally tapping into. The guy that won America's Summer Camp had like a very balanced actual Sylvan Elf army with elves in it.
I'm gonna be sick. My stomach is turning at this sort of language.
Yeah, deal with it. So let's see. Again, Druid I think has to be there. Do you need the Whisking Bow with Pathfinder?
No, but it's nice.
Because how many shots do you get as a Pathfinder chieftain? Isn't it 3?
It is, but I think the Whisking Bow gets higher strength as it goes farther away. Don't quote me on that. That's it. Look, I'm not saying I never learned the elf portion of my book, but I never learned the elf portion of my book, so.
I could look it up real quick.
Go for it.
Yeah. One of you guys have the books open for us. Let's see. He did do a redo of his list. This is the redo. So Adept Div. I like Div with his army. Because he can take Stars Align, which I think will help definitely with Pathfinders. I hate that with Pathfinders personally because it's so good.
No one he played recently suggested that. No one.
The Bow of Wise-Hand, by the way, is attacks made with this longbow gain +1 to wound when shooting from short range and become magical. So it actually benefits him when he's in short range. He gets +1 to wound with it. So the chieftain's probably going with the Pathfinders, I would assume. And they're going to sneak up on something and just tear one unit apart at a time.
Yeah, because he's just going to do AP 3 shots each, and then the Pathfinders get 1 shot. They're hitting on like 2s or 3s. Strength 4.
Yeah, those bastards are nasty.
Yeah.
1 fireball. That's all it takes. 1 fireball.
I hear you, but they're also MR2.
1 fireball with 3 dice.
All right, which means you're facing the wrong direction too. Archers, Dryads, a nice brick of Dryads there. He's got Heath Hunters. Those are the ones at Vanguard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The non-scoring.
Yeah.
Version.
There's his 5 thickets, so total of 6. He's got his Tree Father. There's his 10 Blade Dancers with the Aether icon. I like that.
They're brutal.
Yep.
The dancers are so good.
And
they hurt so much.
And there's his chicken. I like this list. I hope he does really well because I think this is a solid list.
It's a very balanced Sylvan Elf list.
Yes. And Phil hates it.
I mean, the big thing is people haven't been playing a lot of Pyro lately. So this kind of list can definitely thrive more.
That's a good point.
And I think you're going to see less Pyro with Infernal Dwarves, even though I know Infernal Dwarves is kind of middle of the road in terms of scoring. But the fact that they've got
It's been... Oh, sorry. Cough. Terrible cough.
I think and you and I, we're not going down and go, well, you know what? This is a great tie-in to our next army. Infernal Dwarves with Chris MacDonald, who is also a green dragon. Phil, you made the comments. I'll let you go ahead and give us your first impression while I get something to drink.
Gladly, Prophet broken, Overlord broken, Vizier broken, Infernal Warriors broken. Need I go on? No. I'm not biased at all. No, I mean, it's just such a solid book. It's got shooting like the dwarfs from 8th edition. God, I'd kill for this again with my dwarves. I refuse to run those big-headed bastards, though.
I'm not going to say broken, per se. I think that people are still trying to get used to it because the book itself is so different and so new. But I think that once it comes into its full limelight, I agree with you.
It's so shooty. It's so shooty.
I'll say this and this is where I'm going to give him credit. He's not running a double engine. I just Unbreakable, Resilience 7, 3-up armor.
To be completely fair, I was the largest person in the anti-engine camp. I think with the current price hikes, double engines is more manageable than it is, because you have to give up a lot of points elsewhere to get double engines.
I like that Chris took a rock crusher on his engine too.
Yes.
I mean, in close combat, the thing's just vicious, and I actually prefer this style where he takes the artillery separately, because like if you put the artillery on the engine, it's basically trying to perform two roles, and it's not going to do them either one very well, because it's either going to get stuck in combat and just do mediocre because it has less grinds and it just sits there, or you're shooting with it but then it's not in combat. So he just kind of like split the difference and took the two rocket batteries, and the engine can just guard a flank by itself essentially.
But here's how I see this list. I mean, he's got the blunderbusses with the shackled slaves. So now all of a sudden they have what's that rule where you get an extra hit for every 6?
Battle focus shooting.
Yeah, he's got battle focus there. He's got the infernal rocket batteries that are D3 wounds, aethers. So those who are running any type of mages, you get hit, not wounded, but a hit, I believe, you lose a Veil token. So those Warriors of the Dark Gods that have Veil Walker, well, there goes your extra saved up Veils that you're going to be counting on.
Some of us like our Veil tokens, Mark. We don't approve of this.
I
think it is a wound, though. I'm pretty sure it is wound you have to do.
Okay. No, I thought it was hit, and I thought the wound is -1 leadership if you take.
Yeah, the -1. I know it's the -1 leadership if you take a panic.
Yeah, Ryan, if you can pull that up in the book, and just to go with this, I do like how he took Turok Enforcers, and that's where his Overlord General is going to go.
Those things are so stupid good.
Yeah, I agree. 2 attacks each. What
Strength 5, AP 2, parry because they're not mounted. Champion standards. Oh,
isn't Infernal weapon two-handed weapon though?
No, Infernal weapons single-handed, but I'm not. No, I lied. They don't have parry because Infernal weapons are not a hand weapon.
Yes,
that's right.
I have a question though. So what's interesting is most Infernal Dwarf lists are running Master of Alchemy, maybe like an Adept of Witchcraft or Pyro. What do you guys think of him running a Master of Occultism? Because that's pretty different.
So, a lot of... it's interesting because a lot of people that are running Occultism are currently exploiting the rule of the Flames of the East, where if you... Flames of the East on a character or a mage makes the breath weapon flaming in addition to toxic. So...
Oh, he must have missed out on that one.
He missed out on that. But, I mean... I think it's interesting. I don't particularly like profits on... I'm surprised it's a profit on a chariot, I guess is what I would say, because the bulls are maneuverable, but not necessarily the chariot.
The chariot?
Right, and he doesn't have that much protection, really.
I mean, it's got a 4-up ward save, 4-up armor, 4-up ward, stock standard.
Oh, he does come up with the ward save, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's based because of the chariot.
The Profits get that straight.
No, it's the chariot that gives it.
Oh, no, that's right. The Prophets get the ward save, and the chariot gives the armor save. But yes, either way, he gets something out of it.
Okay. The other cloud, by the way, is any panic tests that are caused to the enemy through, like, the 25% loss are taken a -1 discipline. In addition, when the attack hits a unit containing any models with channel, the target's owner loses 1 Veil token. Cool. So it does both, which is pretty nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like this list. I think it's a solid list. The great weapons have fight and extra rank as well.
Yeah, I would not want to fight this list at all.
I did with my lizards, and I remember that he was running away from my alpha, and and meanwhile the rest of my army is running away from his engine.
That's the whole thing. At least the problem with the artillery is shamanism just throws 1 B spell on them, and then they're -1 for the rest of the game because they can't move.
Yeah, but you can always move 0.
Huh. That's an interesting loophole.
Yes, it is.
Good luck to you, Chris.
Good luck.
I think this is solid.
Yeah.
I just don't
It's
know about
solid.
the occultism.
Yeah.
All ID lists are solid lists, if nothing else.
Well, let's go to Mr. or since he's playing a vampire, Master Mince.
There you go.
Let's see. Zombie dragon with a cleansing light. That just sounds wrong.
I mean, it's got to rinse the rot off somehow.
And he's got the courtier. He's a master occultism and an adept evoke.
Yeah. I took a look at this list earlier, so I think I know kind of what he's going for.
Enlighten me, because I have no clue.
This is a typical Mince list where you have to read it over a few times before you spot the synergies. But we're catching on to you, Chris.
Oh, I see the synergies. That's not the issue. I mean, the Dark Coaches gives the assisted bubble for marching purposes, and his vampire is not the dragon.
No,
you mean,
well, yeah, that's true.
Wait, the vampire is the dragon, but the general is not.
Not the general is not the dragon. Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, Nosferatu has recently become a bit more popular, which is nice because it used to be never played. Now, because he's taking like an actual vampire bloodline, he doesn't get the discount on the core. But as a bloodline, I think it's like free, or if it costs anything, it's like super cheap.
No,
so he saves. Yeah, so he saves points for the upgrade, and then what's nice is like, you know, it limits the armor that you can take, but if you're on a dragon, doesn't matter. And then with Nosferatu, you get basically Gates of the Netherworld. So normally necromancers are the only ones that when you cast the Arise spell, they can do the extra heal.
Mm-hmm.
But under Nosferatu, the vampires can also. So with the Shrieking Horror and the Dragon, he only has to get off one Arise spell, and he'll heal 2 wounds to either of them. Or he could heal one on one and one on the other.
They can only heal 2 wounds in one turn, correct? No, I think they can heal 3, technically.
I thought there was
2 from the spells, 1 from the okay.
Yeah. But basically, like, he's going to have 2 arises, but he only has to get 1 off, and it'll do basically double the work.
Yeah.
When he casts it, which is nice. And then what's interesting is with Nosferatu, you get access to being like a master even as a hero level, like the courtier, which is why he gets the cheaper general and the cheaper master.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just puts the adept on the dragon, which is pretty cool. So he'll basically probably run the one snipe spell from Evocation to get rid of champs. So then the dragon can go in and do its thing.
Dragon thingy.
Yeah. And then the other guy is just going to bounce around in the infantry and cast like damage spells and different things like that. And then he's got the Shrieking Horror to run alongside too. Just to shoot things off. It's a pretty nasty list, and he's got the coaches to zone people as well with the 1-up rerollable cowboy.
But see, to me, the Dark Coaches, the other aspect is the fact that the Shrieking Horror can now be fully away from his general and still be marching.
Yes.
Yep. I'm not gonna lie, I'm an idiot with a push list. So that's my plan.
So yeah, no, it's something we expect from Chris. I think it's a solid list, and knowing Chris the way we do, he'll play it extremely well. All right, and let's not forget Perry, by the way, on skeletons. That's just wrong. All right, so here's another green dragon, and we actually have Chris as a green dragon for this as well, since he is up here in he just moved up the road. He's about 40 minutes north, up closer to Philadelphia. So Mr. Auk, let's see. I'm not I guess whenever I see pistols on characters, I figure you just didn't know what to do with 10 points because they're 5 points each. I definitely like his king. He's on shield bearers, but the Rune of Courage I think is fantastic. 6 up, 5 up, Aegis save. 4 up, first round of combat, and strength 6 or 7, D3 wounds. That's solid right there. He's only getting, I think, 1 hatred.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm still not a fan of Hull Guardians. I don't care what anyone says. I'm just not a fan of them.
They have their place. What that place is, don't ask me, but they have their place.
Well, yeah, that's all I can say is yeah. I mean, I played him with this list, and I whiffed horribly with his versus his Hull Guardians. But even still, it's I mean, Res 5 definitely does help, especially having the Banner of Wisdom there and having the being able to throw around those spells. I like the spears. I still, again, the Greybeards, Vanguarding, Shields. Again, that unit can't flee.
But they have gray beards.
They do. I love the miners that he has. He has 2 units of miners with shields and pistols.
Miners are necessary, I think, for getting around the lack of movement for objectives.
I at this point, I have to agree. I like the Rangers with the crossbows, and they are skirmish. They do better than what I would have thought. I'll say it like that.
I hate those Rangers.
You just hated Ranger Rick.
His name was Tonto. You will be respectful. You will be respectful of Tonto.
The miners are definitely necessary for him too, because he doesn't have a lot of shooting. Like, he has a little bit of, we'll say, like, light shooting.
He's got
like
3 ballistas.
The 3 ballistas, though, I like the 3 ballistas. He's playing more of an aggressive list, right? So the 3 ballistas are just there to keep people honest, like, especially with lone characters and things like that. But, like, realistically, with 3 ballistas, he's not going to, like, keep anybody at bay. Like, he can't control the board with just 3 ballistas. He's going to march towards you, so he needs the ambushing miners to kind of, like, help push the enemies towards him a little bit. I'm just worried that he doesn't have enough bodies outside that spear block.
No, I disagree. The Hull Guardians can Vanguard. The Hull Guardians can Vanguard up. And the whole list is kind of like that a list I got yelled at about, where it's either going to push up and it's going to surround you quickly.
I mean, I like the ballistas because I think they do control the board. You can't hide from them. They scout. And there's no way you can prevent the angle shots.
And they're accurate.
And they're accurate too. I mean, I think the ballistas, like, you have a cowboy, he's gonna have a hell of a time hiding, or even a dragon or something along those lines. They're gonna get hit.
Oh, I agree. I agree that it's helpful for those things, but I'm saying, like, it's different than if you're playing a catapult and an organ gun. Right.
All right.
Like,
I give you that.
You know, like, if you're playing like with infantry, you're not going to really care about the bolt throwers. Like, you can move your infantry block up, but if you have, like, an organ gun, then you might not. That's what I'm saying.
That's fair. I understand. Everyone cares about the organ gun. Everybody.
Well, and a catapult too. So, like, he's going to keep the monsters and the characters honest with the ballistas, which is a good move on his part. But yeah, I don't know. I'm worried that his 1 block is not going to be enough.
Well, we'll find out. I think, and I do like his the fact that the Vengeance Seekers, and I think something that I want to say. You said, Phil, that we're not seeing as much pyro. I think that not seeing as much pyro will play to them being able to be coming back and being played a little bit more.
I think Pyro's just around the corner again. I really do. With the way certain lists have been doing, Pyro's needed to keep things honest.
Won't dispute that. Well, we're going to say, Dr. Stottle, take it away.
All right, Gene. Way to be the only one with orcs and goblins this tourney.
That's because you abandoned them again.
I've made a conversion. You know, I'm taking a little vacation. I've played a lot of Orcs and Goblins lately.
UB doesn't count.
Oh, okay. Well, we've all taken a vacation then.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Gene loves this build. This guy in the Warp War. And I mean, he's very offensive. Shady Shanking's great. Troll Ale Flask. He's got the push and swiftness. He's Resilience 6, which is awesome. The only downside is that he only has a 4-up armor save. He's got a 5-up void save, but he's only got a 4-up armor. So we'll see how that works for him. He's got Shamanism. He's got like just a tanky Iron Orc, and then he's going with common orcs in core. So I guess they're cheaper than feral orcs, and I guess he's worried about getting frenzy baited. So he's taken a bunch of spear, like big blocks of spear orcs. I like that. That's cool. He insists on playing with these boar boys.
I mean, he does well with them,
though. He does well with them. I know. I don't know.
Until he doesn't.
Manages. He's got a big block of Iron Orcs, okay. Delivery system for the Lord, and he's got a bunch of chaff. He likes those little Nasher herds to like just flank stuff, and then he's got a couple bolt throwers, again, just to keep people honest. I think this is an okay list. Gene, I think, will do well with... I mean, the thing I like about it is he's got 3 big blocks. And then he can bully you with the delivery system of the orcs. And he's got plenty of chaff. So I think it's a decent list. I don't know. I feel like there's something missing. That's my general sense. Maybe it's because he didn't take any monsters. Or he didn't take any kind of lone characters or lone models. I don't know. What do you guys think?
They're green.
It's not easy being green. I mean, the Iron Orcs, I think, always give everybody issues, and the fact that they have the Green Tide banner attached to them, I think, is great. And you're going to see probably his chief go into that unit as well. And again, the mounted Ed Bashers are the delivery system. But doesn't he have 2 units? Yeah, he's got a rinky-dink unit of Common Orc War Riders as well.
They're his scoring. I've seen him just run them. They're flankers and scoring.
Exactly. So...
And that does help because orcs in general can be a little slower. So a 5-man unit of boars is very good. They're common though, right?
Yeah, they are common.
Yeah.
So that's my...
All right. So one panic check and they're not really scoring, but you know...
That's my one issue with his list is he doesn't have a boosted leadership bubble. And I think that his general, even with the BSB, considering some of these units, general can find himself too far away. I think it's a solid. It's a good list. I see it always being middle of the pack though, unfortunately.
Watch Gene win with this.
You know what? Who's he calling now? You're calling it now? Come on, Brett.
I'm calling it now.
Well, don't forget, he's playing Brett first round.
So Gene's already up 20 points. What's your point?
Man, that's harsh. Harsh.
You said harsh, not untrue.
I did. I'm pulling for you, Brett. I'm pulling for you. And
again, you're not disputing my statement there, Mark. You said you're pulling for him.
And Dan is Green Dragons as well. Gene is the first list we've had from CGL. What does CGL stand for?
Chantilly Gaming Legion.
I think it's Casual Gaming League.
It depends. I've seen it both ways. Mostly because they used to operate out of, I'm going to murder the name wrong, Chantilly, Virginia.
I thought you were making that up.
I am actually not making that up, surprisingly.
I seriously thought I was making it up.
No, I'm not making up that. I know this because Ben Jones, ages ago, wore the shirt that said Chantilly Gaming League, and I'm like, that's made up. He's like, no. I'm like, really? There's a place called the Chantilly?
All right, learn something new. So Jacobo is ECW, or not ECW, yeah, ECW out of New York, and this is our first Highborn Elves list. What I will say that I found interesting, so again, we only have 21 lists in this because one of them's a ringer, so 20 players is what we have. The ringer list is there just in case we need it. And Warriors of Dark Gods is number 1. Highborn Elves is the second most common army.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they can take the two biggest lores in the meta right now, which is technically alchemy and pyromancy. It just depends on what you want to burn to hell and with what. I mean, they're high initiative. They're generally very, very mean.
So let's take
high AP, high agility. I mean, what's not to like?
Well, I got to give Jacobo credit just for his general on an ancient dragon with a lance with the Nova Flare.
Yeah, Jacobo, I like that too. Plus,
Yeah.
I like saying his name. He's got a fun name.
I'm not. I love his dragon too, but he hates me for that, so it's okay.
I'll ask later. So let's see. The commander. I feel like that Master Conrad Tower is in every list you will ever see.
Yawn.
It's so good. Are you kidding me? Like I said, they have access to some of the best lores in the game.
We're not disputing that, but I think to Mark's point, it's like an auto include.
Yeah.
Every Highborn Elf list.
All right, so that's
It
number
does
2.
take one.
That's number 2 on the rules team. Make it super expensive list.
Yep.
So the Order of the Fiery Heart, Binding Scroll Alchemy to, and let's see what else. So he's got Chaff, Highborn Lancers. Who cares?
They're a fast scoring unit.
But I'm more interested in and he's got another unit of Chaff down below. He's got another 5 Reavers. But I'm more interested in those Citizen Spears. That's a big brick with flaming. So, and then you've got the nice size brick of Swordmasters. And I haven't seen like Dan has no catapults. Gene has no catapults. Warriors of Dark Gods can't take any. So
that's true.
I think people are going to have issues with that because they're not bringing the right tools to deal with that brick.
Depends on how many missiles in the magic. I mean, we haven't seen, to your point, we have not seen a super amount of missiles.
You know who may not have an issue with this would be Chris MacDonald.
Very true.
God, no. MacDonald melts this. Are you blunderbusters? It's just like, oh, you're elves. It's adorable. Go die now.
Yeah, Jacobo does not want to play Chris, but to Mark's point, like there aren't a ton of answers to these blocks, and they're going to synergize well with alchemy because they both have flaming.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
And I also like that he took 20 Queensguard. 20. Oh my gosh, I hate Queensguard. Whenever I play Highborn Elves, I'm like Queensguard are the thing I fear the most above all else. Those bitches can do fucking backflips and still like shoot your eye out from the other side of the board. I don't like them.
So wait, they're like Sylvan Elf Pathfinders.
Except better, but that's a different story.
But better. Yeah.
No,
they are better.
The item that I love to hate in this list is the Banner of Becalming.
Look.
At what?
Fuck that item, okay? We all are thinking it very loudly. Fuck that item.
No.
I hate it. So good. And it amazes me that people don't take that more than it is. Like, how that is not immediately the first thing you put in a Highborn Elf list is beyond me.
And I want to say one more prop to Jacobo, besides like Ryan, I enjoy saying his name. He did not take the spear.
He did not take the douche spear.
No, Jacobo gets style points for not taking the spear.
The douche spear. Call it what it is.
Yeah. He's basically going to move up slowly with this list, shoot you while he does, and then pull you off the objectives.
I mean, it's accurate.
If he places right, I can see him doing extremely well with this.
Yeah, this is not your sit back Highborn Elf list. He's not going to just chill in the back and shoot you.
The only thing I would worry about is the High Prince on the dragon.
You know what? There's always enough terrain somewhere on the field.
Yeah, no, but I mean that's a 1,000-point model you're going to have to hide in certain games. Like, for example, Chris MacDonald. Behold.
No. What's the resilience of the ancient?
6. Yeah. So I mean, he's got 8 wounds.
But
he can heal it.
He can heal it. He can put a regen save on it.
Yeah, so only Infernal Dwarves had flaming everywhere. But yeah, I see your point. I mean, he can, but that's.
But those things don't have flaming. He can't put flaming on his because he didn't.
Oh, that's true. He doesn't have. Doesn't he have pyro or adept on pyro somewhere?
No, Chris took Adept of Witchcraft and Master of Occultism.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. Okay.
We kind of agreed, though, Jacobo doesn't want to play Chris.
Agreed, yeah. The dragon may be okay. The rest of the army is gone. No, I don't. Again, Dan's only he's strength 6, only D3 wounds, only hits on a 4+. So, what, that's 25%?
Yeah, but 3 of them, he's hitting at least once a turn. I mean, that's enough. Like I said, the big thing with it is even if you don't hit it, even if it spikes, if it spikes, it's worth it. But if you put 4 or 5 wounds on it, then you have to consider, is it worth risking even half points on this 940-point model?
Well, and what I like about the Nova Flare is you can just park it right in front of an enemy unit and say, go ahead, charge it, and then the High Prince still counts as charging.
Yeah.
Doesn't get the agility bonus, but still has the +2 strength with that lance. Or so strength 6 up from that lance.
I'm curious to see how he does with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only suggestion I would have for you, Jacobo, is if possible, put the obsidian rock on your guy on the dragon.
Yeah.
I would just caution him to watch out for certain unerring strikes, and that is all.
Well, I think he's got the points. Let's see. That's about 9, 13. Yeah, he's got the points. I probably would have lost the champion out of the Reaver chariots and put or maybe like find 5 points somewhere else. And then, yeah, I absolutely agree. All right, moving on. Here's our next VC list from
James
Titans of Ninth, Mr. Smith. Let's see, another zombie dragon. And this is
this was Lamia.
This is Lamia. And he's running.
James loves this list, and he did well with it at summer camp.
Lamia is so good. So rude.
Why didn't he play this list in our team tournament?
Ryan shot it down?
I suggested that he play a different list, which I still stand by. I still stand by it.
How's he done, Captain?
I was worried about the dragon, honestly. I was worried about the dragon. It's kind of the Phil's point that you lose 1,000+ point model to like missiles and shooting and stuff like that. But I mean, if he can get into combat, that dragon's brutal because the guy on top, you lose an attack, you're down on agility. He strikes you first, even with a great weapon. So he's going to get
2s. He's offensive 9. He's hitting you on 2s.
Yeah, it's strength 7. Yeah, and the dragon, of course, has distracting. So pretty badass. And he's got the monstrous revenant guy, which is a nice look flying cowboy. And he's got I like his variety of magic. He's got the Adept of Witchcraft, Adept of Evocation, Adept of Alchemy. So he's got spells for kind of every situation. And he's got, their bullshit core.
Wow, don't you play VC?
I do. Their core have their roles, but it's all the same shit.
He's got 20,
it dies to a stiff breeze.
He's got 22 ghouls.
Oh yeah, he does have 22 ghouls. Yeah, that's an interesting number of ghouls. I'm not sure.
Probably just for mint core. Is what I would argue.
Right, but why 22 ghouls over skeletons or zombies? But I don't know.
They are more resilient.
Yeah. They're more resilient, but you can field less bodies.
Yes, but you know what would die to those ghouls? The freaking omen.
Yeah, that's true.
And
they have their uses.
They're great for monsters typically, or heck, take that Red 7 engine. It's going to be, even though it has a 3-up armor, it's going to have to...
Eventually it dies to ghoul poison. That's
exactly.
true.
Oh, yeah. No, I like ghouls. I just... Usually, if they're fielded, I see them in bigger numbers.
I'm with you.
Oh, he's got the Court of the Damned, too, so that will buff... that will debuff the enemy and make it easier for his characters to do their work.
Because they needed so much help.
I know.
The dragon wasn't enough help.
And 2 Varkalax.
I like Varkalax, but I don't... I have such a love-hate relationship with Varkalax because, in theory, they're so good until you run into something with flaming shooting. And then they're just like, why do we exist?
Yes, like Queen's Guard.
Queen's
Yeah.
Queen's Guard will do backflips and then just, those Varkalax will make a turn out of the Queen's Guard.
Yeah.
Varkalax only having 4 wounds is my biggest issue with them. Otherwise, they're great.
I will
Fate's
say...
Judgment is also amazing against those things.
Yes, it is. I will say my other thing is he doesn't have a master. He's just running 3 adepts with this list.
I mean, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world because he still channels 3. Like, it's not...
It's that plus...
Yeah, I don't know if losing the +1 to cast is as big of a deal. I'm assuming he's going for some very specific spells that just synergize, and he's got the number of spells that he wants, and he's got, to Phil's point, channel 3.
Yeah, agreed.
The extra dice a turn the extra dice usually makes up for the +1 in some way, shape, or form along the game lines.
All right. Well,
usually. Not always.
See how the next one is. Joey.
It's been dog's age.
He is all over the place with his armies. I mean, I got to give him credit. I mean, last time I saw him, I think he was playing Ogre Khans. Then I saw him playing Dread Elves. And
I think he's missing he's missing literally 3 armies he doesn't have. And it's the same thing with Ben Jones. Okay. They both have like everything but 3 armies, and they can just trade each other's armies when they need it.
Got it. So, I mean, and the fact that he plays them well.
He does.
So that's not easy to do.
No, Joey is very skilled.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, Phil.
We can cut that out, right? Call Joey skilled?
No, it's too late. It's recorded.
Damn it all. All right.
So,
let's
Phil,
see.
you take it away.
Oh, man, look. The Chosen Lord with 3 years of text. What the hell does this one have? Hellforge, Touch of Great. Oh, he's got Touch of Greatness. So he's Strength 6. Charm, Envy. Rules. Okay. So he's a fast Chosen Lord.
4-up Aegis.
4-up Aegis. Look at the Dark Gods. That's always helpful.
Trophy rack.
He's on a chariot. Okay. Sorry, it's hard to read all the things that this guy has.
It's a Hot Wheels Chosen Lord.
Oh God. I'm also assuming he has Touch of Greatness on paired weapons instead of hand weapons. Otherwise, why buy the paired weapons? But that's
the way he sent it over. But for everyone listening and for those doing it tomorrow, it's going to be on the paired weapons. And
I can't imagine it wouldn't be. But yeah.
I just copied and pasted after I double checked it.
I love the sorcerer on the Scythe side wheel with. I don't necessarily like alchemy on him, but I do love the flying mobile caster on the wheel.
Another 4-up Aegis.
19 warriors, greed, relentless company, so they're just gonna run up and punch something. A lot of envy warrior knights. That's interesting. Chariots, chimera with wings. I don't like chimeras with wings. I think it's kind of a waste of points, but I mean, to each their own.
No, but you can hide it behind a unit and then get it up somewhere.
You can. It's one of those things where they become better bunker hunters at that point with wings, because you can't chaff them.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
It also cuts their movement down if you have to fly.
Yeah, but you don't have to.
Yeah, it's true. Unless you're charging something. But yes. That's actually move 8 anyway, so that's fair. Horsemen, Cheap Chaff, and 2 Giants, both with tribal war spears. He doesn't have barbarians. Interesting.
That is, yeah. Joey gets style points for this. Now, can the Giants go into the Warriors or only barbarians?
They can only go to barbarians.
Okay, so they are going to go out on their own. Yes. And he took Big Brother on one of them, which is even extra style points.
I mean, I haven't seen a Big Brother Giant since 2 years ago at Masters, I think. I don't know. I love them. It's been a long while. But with a lot of people running infantry, Big Brother really helps.
I think this would have done really well against a 90-man Terror Guard unit.
Projecting.
Yeah, this would have been a tough one.
I mean, I think the biggest thing is the only thing I personally would change is I would have that mage be occultism, because he can actually with Veilwalker get into really nice positions and just start screwing with things.
I agree.
That's the only thing. I mean, alchemy is probably more to deal with the large amount of armor.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the whole thing. That's kind of why I like Ninth Age. It's a very circular meta. Once something becomes good, there's enough things that you can take to screw it over.
Honestly, though, he's also got the Wasteland Torch, so alchemy going with that unit of envy, that can be kind of helpful.
It can. Why is everyone taking the Wasteland Torch? I guess it's a relatively cheap item. I think actually.
I think it's 30 points.
Yeah, and to be fair, it gives you Strider Runes, which is super helpful for Cav.
Yes. All right. So up next is our only independent player. He is not associated with anybody. He's just getting back into it from Jersey. And let's look at Mr. Austin's list here.
This is my first round opponent, actually.
Be nice. He's coming back to the hobby.
I'm always nice.
I mean, granted, you didn't pair him against me because then he just quit immediately. But that's fine. That's fine. Ryan is better than me.
You did make someone rage quit.
That is saying something.
All right. So let's see here. He's got the Runic Smith as his general. He's got 1 hatred. I like that. He's got, I want to say, 1-up armors.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah, Rune of Forge. He's got a great weapon. No, he's got a 2-up armor. He's using a great weapon.
Just a bunch of bullshit dwarven runes. That's all I see.
Yep. So he's got a 2-up armor save with the general, great weapon,
and a 1-up armor with the BSB.
He got a 5-up ward save, and 1-up armor with the BSB, Holdstone. A lot of graybeards. Graybeards with great weapons. This is a man after my own heart. I love graybeards with great weapons. Are they any good? No, but I love them anyway.
He's got this is a shooty list, but he's going to just shove. Actually, he's only got the 3 units of marksman, but he's going to shove this down someone's throat. I mean, look at this: 24 Deep Watch, 23 Kingsguard, and 6 Whole Guardians.
I love this list.
And
he's like, I'm going to take 5 big blocks of all my favorite stuff.
And 20 Seekers.
For real, though, this list is just saying, hey, you had armor. Not anymore. Because, here's the thing. Good Lord, if the Greybeards and Kingsguard charge, their strength fucking 7. But that's terrifying.
And the Deep Watch are going to be at least AP 2, if not AP 3, first round of combat.
I don't think the Runic Smith is going to go in there.
You don't think so?
No.
The Runic Smith's probably going to go in the Kingsguard.
Yup. Because the Runic Smith is the general.
And that's what gives a bodyguard. And then the Thane will go with the Deep Watch.
Good point. So wait, so that's going to be Strength 7, AP 5 on the charge.
Yes.
I'm so glad I'm playing KOE.
So, Ryan, I have a question. About this armor you thought you were bringing today. How do you feel about knowing it doesn't exist anymore?
I mean, and the thing is, I'm fast enough to avoid some of the stuff, but I can't avoid 5 blocks.
God.
And he's got the bomber. There goes your chaff.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like this dwarf list.
Ryan likes it in spirit, but across the table from it, he's not.
He's got 6 dwarven spells, so he's going to be able to just duplicate everything on the board.
Oh man, how do you feel about your lances getting -1 to hit, or -1 to wound, or both? Oh god.
Or -2 to wound.
I mean, sure, strength 6 wounding on 4-ups on toughness 4 models. That seems fair.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly balanced.
At least he doesn't have the anti-magic.
That would be a masterstroke of douchebaggery, and I would have proved that wholeheartedly. He doesn't have any war machines, which I kind of like.
I do. I'm really digging this list. Great job, Josh.
The only thing I don't like is Seekers, but I have a personal bias against them, so it's nothing against him.
No,
huge style points to Josh. A dwarven holds list with no artillery.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of great weapons. God, the flashbacks to 8th edition just called to me.
No, you ran tons of war machines back then.
Yes, but everything I could get a great weapon had a great weapon in my list. So, by the time you got to me, I made sure you were dead.
So, Mr. Wheaton, Kelly. He's back to his highborn elf ways. He was on Infernal Dwarves there for a little bit.
He's bounced between the two pretty frequently.
And I love his army, the way his army looks. So
it's very cohesive, which I do absolutely love.
Oh yeah. And so let's see if his list gets style points here. The Young Dragon, Pyro.
Oh, hey, remember how we said certain things couldn't be killed? I was wondering when this was going to happen.
This is good for this little mini meta right here.
Yeah.
Taking Pyro.
And look, a spear of the blazing dawn.
Look, Kelly, I have too much respect. I'm sorry, Kelly. I have too much respect for you to be playing such laissez-faire douchebaggery spears.
Oh wait, it gets worse. The Banner of Becalming with the Master of the Conreg Tower.
Well. I have words. I have a lot of words that I don't want to say out loud because I like Kelly, but I hate all the things you just mentioned.
It's the spears, the Seagar, which are spears shooting, the quick scoring. That's Rima. I mean, I love those Flame Wardens. If he's rolling hot, nothing's going to touch him.
Flame Wardens have two modes. They make no ward saves or all their ward saves. There is no in between.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Yoda said, try or there's no try.
It's do or do not. There is no try.
Yes. So you will make all your ward saves or you will make none of your ward saves. And that is how Flame Wardens work.
And he's got that lion chariot. He's got 2 chariots and 14 Queensguard. There's that strength 4 flaming again.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like this is going to be a very problematic list for a lot of people.
But Kelly's, if I'm not mistaken, Kelly's first round opponent is a tough matchup for him.
We'll get back to that. Yeah. I mean, I didn't add the slides, so we'll just simply do a voiceover and maybe look at the 2 lists. I'll go back and forth. I gotta be honest. I like it. I think it's solid. I think it plays to the meta right now. And this is a list he's been playing. An army he's been playing since I've met him, and
he has the experience on it. That is for damn sure.
And he's just so tactical with everything, and he's so fun to play. I mean, because I remember playing him. He's like, oh, screwed up. I'm like, oh, and he took it, and but for him to actually make a mistake, that's rare because he's very like. His mind is just it's sharp the way he plays this.
I mean, he is a very good tactician.
Yeah. All right. Enough blowing smoke. Enough blowing smoke at Kelly. Mr. Anderson, the man who I had to nag.
Was he the person that you had to nag? I mean, you just made my list for me, so there's that. But
yeah. Let's see.
Ooh. This is a fast list.
I respect this list. Hang on a second. I respect the hell out of this list.
I'm not...
2 10-man Stalker Standard Highborn Lancers. What is this? I love this.
Yeah, meanwhile, he's throwing his Flame Wardens or Lion Guard right down your gut.
I don't like the Frost
double
Phoenix.
Kenrig Tower.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, if you're going to play something that's freaking amazing, you might as well play it twice.
And let's see.
Where's this? Wait, is there a spear?
Yes.
There's got to be a spear.
There is.
God damn.
Of course.
I love the Frost Phoenix, too. You don't see that too often.
I'm curious at why the Frost Phoenix is there. I feel like there's something I'm missing with that, but I'm not sure. As soon as he 20s me, I'll let you know.
I think that could happen.
I mean, the problem is those Lancers are just going to go wide on the flanks. I mean, as long as they're good on their panic checks, they're a pain in the ass to deal with in the flank.
Yeah.
And Stalker Standard negates the one problem that they always have, is tripping in a forest.
And his chaff is cheap and phenomenal. 180 points for 5 range 918.
This is a fast list.
I like it.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
it's
not playing games.
No, to me, this is a total pincer army. All right, moving on.
Captured Mark's heart.
Touches my heart.
Norbert. I like his name too. Norbert.
All right. So now I wish we had Nick on the call.
I can do this if you need me to. I've played Nick enough to know all of this garbage.
Go for the no mark with the Shah Guardian, Crown of Pharaohs.
I mean, it's like they have a normal March bubble at that point. They have a 24-inch March bubble, so 48 effective inch range. They can actually do stuff. The problem with it being it's on a giant thing that can get shot.
Other than it can also be healed too.
I mean, that's true too. Let's see. Hierarch, Cosmology. I don't particularly know why he likes Cosmology so much. It's a good overall lore, but I mean,
it does whatever you need.
That's fair. I think honestly it works really well given if you only have one caster, because most Tomb Kings players, Undying Dynasty players, most of them usually run 2 masters, so they kind of get a little more coverage. An Architect with the Sandstorm Cloak, so he's going to be flying around giving the regen to whoever needs it. That's nice.
Yeah.
Skeleton Chariots, nice. The Tomb Cataphracts, full command. Oh, the stupid Stalker Standard, the bane of my existence. Double Catapult, Dread Sphinx, 3 Great Vultures. It's an interesting list. Norbert's a very good player, and he's played this list repeatedly. I don't think it's the most optimized Undying Dynasty list, but it's certainly not bad.
No.
I also think the Trinal Catapults are a very underrated piece of artillery. You don't see them very often, but I think they're devastating.
Gene would hate them. All right, 6x6 template. Oh, did you fail? Oh, take a panic check at -1.
Yep, bye-bye orcs.
Look, I think Mark, actually, when you played Nick one point, you were mocking them until your knights decided to turn away and go away after that.
It was my Knights of Forlorn, and after that I put the Banner of Discipline in them.
My point remains. They're underrated until something important runs away.
Exactly.
And then you're like, why?
They didn't just run away. They failed their 9-up 3 or 4 times in a row and were off the board. All because they lost one model.
Yeah, sounds about right.
All right. No, I like this. As you say, he's been playing this for quite a while, and I'm going to give Norbert some props on his army. This army is beautiful. It's very well played.
Utterly gorgeous.
Yes, unlike someone's army who's all flock, this one is not. It is beautifully done.
I think we should give Ryan a break for his spider. Okay.
I agree. You can't see the base on that thing anymore.
I do not think he was referring to me.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any flock on my current army that I'm playing in this tournament. So I mean, he must be talking about some other more recent player that has flocked something.
Oh, if your army's not flocked, Gene's going to give you crap.
Gene's gonna give me crap no matter what. Again, he's paying $50 to have someone say I have 101 temperature on that Saturday.
Oh, real quick. So Kelly is CGL. Mr. Anderson is Titans of Ninth. Norbert is also Titans of Ninth. And Mr. Blake is CGL.
I have not seen him play his Warriors in a dog's age.
No, he played it last year. What's the one that Mince runs? What's that one called?
Battlecry.
Battlecry.
Did he play the Battlecry? I thought he played his Undying Dynasty. I have not seen him play Warriors. I've seen him. I thought he ran his Demons for Battlecry.
Phil's trying to find a home right now because Phil was salty after they nerfed Undying Dynasties, and then he played Demons for a little bit, but wasn't like really his play style. Like wasn't finding a list that worked for him, so he's on the Warriors now.
The Warriors bandwagon accepts all.
Well, and talk about another very smart tactician when playing the game. To me, Phil's play style is a conservative aggressive. Is he plays conservative and then it's like he just jumps you.
He sets up his charges and his counter charges up with an obnoxious amount of precision.
Yeah.
Yes, and this list looks like it plays to his play style very much so, especially with the Warriors with Lust.
Whoa, hang on a second. This can't be a Warriors list. There's no Feldrak Elders in this list.
No,
oh my goodness, what on earth? Phil, this is not an optimized list. I'm sorry. I didn't know you could make Warriors lists without 2 Feldrak Elders. I'm so confused. When did this become a thing? Giants? Oh my goodness! You get wrist slaps, Phil.
I'm so confused. Oh, but you know what I do love that he has? He's got those Forsaken ones. Oh, when they work, they're amazing, and when they fail their charge by 1 inch, you just cry.
And he took double Chosen Lord.
Double Chosen.
What is Dark Chariots.
Yeah.
What does his Chosen Lord's paragraphs read? Because I've not seen a Chosen Lord that does not have. Yep, there's the paragraph of text. Let's see.
It's got greed, I think.
One is General during the Hellforge. No, one's unmarked, but it's got Luck of the Dark Guards for the 4-up. And that's the General.
Took them pretty cheap.
No, it says greed right there. That's greed. They both have greed.
They both have greed?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he's going more for he's not going specifically for something super killy. He's going for 2 very good combat characters.
Yeah, it's whatever he needs.
And they both have 4-up saves. One's got a regen, one's got a ward.
Phil's relying on an old reliable crutch for Warriors with this play style. And its Warriors are fantastic at spamming single model units.
Yep.
He's got 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got 8 single model units.
And he's
going to shove down your throat. You can't deal with all of them, and then the little warrior units are just focusing on the objective.
And they're chaff, too.
And they're lust. They just run away if they're in trouble.
Right.
Yeah. No. I agree. I think that's one of the things that we're seeing a lot more of is the single model units running around. I'm not sure how they're going to address that.
Warriors, though, is like obnoxious how many single models.
Yeah.
Warriors, I will say this. I would bet money because I agree that Warriors, like the whole thing with Warriors is they're not supposed to have that many single models according to their chart play thing. I don't know what we're calling it, but the whole thing with Warriors is I can guarantee you every single model in that army is going to get such a price hike.
I don't know what his plan is with the Marauding Giant though, because he didn't upgrade it, so it's just its basic.
I can tell you right now, if I was him, I think that is a 260 point unit of chaff, because he does not have a lot of chaff, and the only chaff he has is, in my personal opinion, the worst chaff in the game, Warhounds.
No, I think the Warriors are chaff.
The Warriors are scoring. The Warriors are going to go run around and be a pain in the ass on objectives.
But no, you either have to charge them or you get charged by Warriors with a halberd.
I honestly think Lust is better just to run around and get objectives. I mean, they can flank something to be certain, but I don't know. This is a very interesting MSU spread them out kind of list. I'm curious to see how it's going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Phil that he might just be using the Giants as like hard chaff.
I didn't dispute that. I'm just saying that Warriors are also
good because me and Ryan are right. Anywho.
Oh.
All right, we're going to skip this douchebags list.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let the surprise be for later. I'm sure he's a terrible person. And,
he is.
His
he's
list
horrible.
His list does not need to be gone over in great detail.
So Mr. Carl has basically been absorbed into the Green Dragon since basically you live here. You live in Delaware. No one knows where the hell that is. But it's close enough to Westchester.
I mean, Mark puts up with me, so it's fair.
Yeah. So he's got the evil locket of, oh, you're a demon. Oh, F you.
Whoa. It's also, wait, you're a Chaos Lord? Fuck you too.
With the Master Div with Magical Heirloom. And what's your hereditary spell?
Whatever I want it to be.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I can take any of the lores I have access to as the hereditary. That is not the lore I'm using. So, in this case, it would probably be... I'm not a fan of the Cosmology spell, so you can usually count me on taking either a Fireball or a Quicksilver Lash. I mean, it's very good coverage.
Yeah. Let's see. We all know this lovely Knight Commander with a 5-up Aegis that says, I hit you, I wound you.
Yeah, you will respect Sir Henry Rudolph, sir.
We're seeing a lot of 4-up Aegis saves, though.
I mean, damn. That's true. It's only like I could give my stuff divine attacks. Damn.
Let's see. He's got the Marshal with... Oh, I thought your Marshal had the ability... It's not a great tactician either.
Technically speaking, Great Tactician is very... It's one of those things where if I have 65 points to randomly spend, I will gladly give it to my army. But considering only one unit can benefit from orders...
I'm with you. I just also thought that you were going to take the Battle Focus item.
Remember when I said if I had the points for things?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. He's got 2 prelates, a.k.a. Chaff.
Whoa. One prelate is obviously Chaff. The other one's got a very shiny rock, and he needs to hold on to that rock for obvious reasons.
Big brick of Electoral Cav. Another... that's a knightly order. Another brick for the mage, or just they're there to die for great weapon, Electoral Cav. 2 decent sized units of chickens and riders with pistols and a stank.
The obligatory steam tank.
Look, Susan is a lady of elegance, and you will treat her as such.
Stick it up her tailpipe.
I mean, that's what your Carnosaur did, so we're not going to talk about that.
No, you held it up for 1 turn.
That's true. Susan did her job with elegance and grace.
Let's see. Mr. Stottle. So I'll go through this one here. So he's got the Duke. He's got a very unique build. I don't know why that came up that way with that copy-paste. But he's got the Uther's Conviction. He's got Kingslayers on a hand weapon.
No, it's on...
it's on the Bastard Sword. It just came up that way. So it's a Bastard Sword with Kingslayer. So basically in the Tabard, which I always approve of, and Valor, which is... Valor is you issue a challenge and you have to accept.
Correct, and I get rerolls to hit and rerolls to wound in duels.
Yeah, so... Again, I think you fall into the same issue as Phil, but I like this because that Duke, no matter what, he's designed to go in there, and it's like, oh, you fed me a champion. Next turn, now you feed me someone else.
Yeah, he does not like characters. If you have characters, he will kill them.
Yeah,
you know, some people with characters don't appreciate this, Ryan. Some people with like 6 characters in their list, potentially in the same unit, We're not a fan.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Let's see. So that damsel on the unicorn, you know how much I love that. I love the fact that it gives the entire unit magical attack. So, look, here's your ethereal whatever. I really don't care. And the fact, Forest Strider.
That's huge. Yeah, Forest Strider.
Well, the other thing that I also love about the damsel on a unicorn, she's speed 10, so she actually goes into, unfortunately, something you don't have. You don't have the Knights of the Quest, but she goes perfectly with them because then they become speed 10. So, let's see. I'm interested to see how that adept div with the book works for you because I was thinking about that. I'm not sure about div. Versus some of the other lores and spells. Let's see. I love the flame weapon. I love the extra maximize. I've got to ask: what's with the 11 Knight Aspirants? Why 11?
I mean, part of it is to fill out core. 11. I basically can go either 5 or 6 wide, or I can narrow the unit and go 3 wide and just go for more ranks.
Okay.
But yeah,
I thought he was trying to give them a scrappy comeuppance, their chance to prove themselves, as all aspirants want.
Yes. Well, so when I first saw that, I'm like, okay, he's going to go 4, 8, 11. Like, just field them 4 wide to maximize it out. But I was concerned that you thought about throwing like one of the mages in there because that was my concern.
Yeah, no, they're on their own.
Got it. I love the Grail Knights with the flaming sand. That looks so familiar. And
I feel like my trees feel insulted by that.
Just a little bit.
I feel like both of you have adopted that for specific certain tree-based armies.
Well,
it also helps against like freaking bloatflies.
Yeah, bloatflies are.
You know,
yeah, I give you that.
It also helps against highborn elves with flame wardens.
The flaming doesn't help, but the
Yes,
divine does.
No, because
the flaming. Why does the flaming help?
The Conrad Tower. Oh, you have healing waters up. I really don't care.
God, that was a thing they could do. That's why they're so stupid. I mean, good. I mean, terrible. I mean, whatever.
Yes. So, and I do like the Banner of Roland. I'm interested to see how you do with that because I found that it just wasn't always necessary. And maybe it's because I was using it too much on UB, but I always found that I never rolled a 4 up on my Aegis save.
I took it because I hear all your horror stories about playing Vermin Swarm with like catapults and stuff like that. So if there's like toxic, like at least I have a chance.
Fair enough.
I would like to point out that I have not seen toxic yet in this tournament, and I am super happy about that. Continue. One occultism spell is something I can deal with. Those godforsaken catapults, may they burn in hell.
I love the chaff that you chose, and the 2 scorpions, I think, are a beautiful thing.
Scorpions are so cheap, and if they hit once, they've made their cheap-ass points back.
I don't know what you're talking about, Phil.
I'm excited about this list. I love the Green Knight. He's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see how it does. I think I got a practice game in today, so I think I'm pretty confident and kind of like how to play with this army with its synergies. So
cool. Look forward to it. All right. Yeah. So Mr. Stotto is also a green dragon. So here is ECW. Simon. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll let Phil give him a little bit of love here.
Cheating ass Infernal Dwarf Prophet, cheating ass Infernal Dwarf BSB, cheating other Infernal ass Prophet. No, cheating Infernal Dwarves has continued. Double engine, there we go. That's the bullshit we like to see. A nap to throw.
And a giant.
And a giant, of course. Oh, yeah, let's not forget the 3-up armor save giants that are running around the shield with everything. Oh.
That has parry.
That has parry. Yes. And a 3-up armor save. Oh, God. Bull crap.
The Nappa thrower with divine attacks.
Oh, wait. Don't forget that it's a steel juggernaut, so that one can actually fight in close combat.
What does that do again?
That's an extra 3 or 4 strength 5 or 6 attacks in addition to its grinds, in addition to the crew. And an extra wound. You can't forget the extra
wound.
So
hopefully it doesn't roll double ones, in which case it can't shoot, but then it goes from 1d3 grinds to 3d3 grinds.
Oh, no, you're incorrect, sir. It gets the 1d3 strength 6, and it gets the 3d3 strength 4.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying is that 1d3 strength 6 goes to 3d3 strength 6.
No, it doesn't go to 3d3 strength 6.
Yes, it does.
It specifically says strength 4.
If the Infernal Engine rolls a misfire, it can't shoot for the rest of the game?
Yes, but it also says it gets Volcanic Embrace, which is specifically strength 4 grinds.
Yes, and all its attacks are already flaming already because of the Kadim manifestation.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a different problem.
So,
point is, it's not great for anyone on the receiving end of the damn thing. Then you got standard Torque, 9-man unit Torque. You've got, I'm assuming, someone gonna run in with them. I don't know.
I think the Vizier.
The Vizier?
Yeah,
yes, the Vizier. The Vizier runs in on it. Okay. With the Onyx Core. Infernal Warriors, Great Weapons, Blunderbusses. Oh, God, that's a big unit of angry. Flaming, of course. Infernal Warriors, Shield, Blunderbusses. He's got all the Blunderbusses. So those Infernal, those Highborn Elf players are going to be really, really, really sad today. God, Slingshot, so you're flammable. Oh, God. This is an elf. This is elf genocide list.
I thought you liked that, Phil.
This is just like, all right, where's the elves? Nope, not
All
anymore.
right. Yeah, and again, I see it being a push list and shoot 'em up.
I don't see it being a push list. I see it be a sit on the objective and, hey, do you want to come and play? No? Okay, stay away from me list.
That's what I mean. He pushes up.
So, Simon is a baker, right?
Yeah, he is a pastry chef up in New York.
Yes. And you know what they say?
That's right. So it fits. He's going to bake some elves.
God. Anything with toughness 3 is going to hate this list. He doesn't have slaves, though. I noticed that.
He does need a brick of slaves. That's the one thing I think he needs is a brick of slaves.
Let's not give him ideas.
All right.
We don't need to put that out into the universe. I think we're fine.
So let's see here. Now we've got Victor, who is also ECW. So this is his traditional list, and it's always served him well. I mean, the Res 8 Battle Sphinxes, I think, are still solid. The 6 Tomb Cataphracts are still solid. He's got the 3 units of Chaff.
2 architects, I'd imagine. At least 1 architect.
He definitely has 1 architect with that's a Wizard King. Then he's got an Adept Evoke and a Master Div.
Yep. Sounds about right.
And what I also... I mean, it's solid. I would like... I don't know. I just feel... My one issue with the Battle Sphinx is if it goes into like cavalry or something, it can't stop.
The thing with the Battle Sphinx... Well, I mean, first of all, it does have lethal strike, so a couple spells will definitely help with that he has.
Mm-hmm.
But the big thing with Battle Sphinxes that bother me is that they either do the most amazing... They're like Flame Wardens. Either it's going to be amazing and there's nothing you can do to stop it, or it's going to be terrible and you're going to regret spending 500 points on it. There's no in between.
Yeah.
Not to mention, there's a lot of things that can still deal with them. Specifically, I mean, Quicksilver Lash is not great for them because there's alchemy everywhere. Divination is just the bane of their goddamn existence.
Yeah. I'll give you that. The only thing is he can heal them, but only, I think, 1 wound.
I think they can heal 2.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Nick has to play with Battle Sphinxes. He's salty.
But yeah, I mean, I think my one problem with this list is I would have loved seeing some scorpions.
But he doesn't need them. He's got the 20-man skeletons for the same price. They come out of core. They score.
All right, you got me. You sold me.
Like, I think actually no. I'm sorry. They're actually 5 points cheaper than scorpions.
We'll see how he does. I mean, it's definitely he's relying on the magic. He's got 7 spells.
Yes.
And a binding scroll.
The architect is random, so he's got 6 spells and 1 potential thing.
Yeah. I like the Scepter of Power too with divination. That's pretty brutal.
Yeah, I do.
That's very helpful. That's very helpful considering they jacked the cost and cast of everything in the lore.
It's still very playable.
No, I'm sorry. Let me phrase it. You're right. That's very true. They only jacked the casting cost of Unerring Strike, which completely deserved it. So I can't even argue that point.
And I agree with that. And they also turn around and I think boosted the bubble effects, No,
the bubble effects were always the same.
Were they always 12? I thought they were lower because I remember being on the rules team and we were talking about
the bubble effects have always been 6-inch bubbles, but every caster boosted 3. So
yeah, but the 12 they now need 12s to be cast. They boosted the.
Oh no, they're always 12s.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, granted, they were always really good. So
yeah, they really are. All right. So and no, I was. And sorry for misspeaking. I was never on the RT. I was on BLTA. I was the low end of balancing. Let's see. This is the ringer list.
Dinosaurs.
This is just fun.
Dinosaurs. Angry, mean dinosaurs. Do not let... Wait. I'm sorry. You have 2 super angry, douchey, mean dinosaurs.
It's Jurassic Park.
No, Jurassic Park wishes it was this.
So,
why are you playing double alpha? Why is that a thing?
Why
not?
Who
approved this?
And I have 3 up armored warriors. Phil?
I'm sorry. I'm still on who approved double alpha.
It fit. I mean, and I've got 2 spells on my on the non-general, the Jade Staff and the Wizard King, and
we'll
then
approve the card so they can cast spells. I disapprove of all of the things I'm seeing right now.
He's strung together 4 spells with 2 models.
Yep. I'm only channel 1.
I'm sorry. You were speaking out of your ass for a sec there, Mark Guy. I thought I'd let your flatulence go. But continue.
Triple Rending Banner.
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah. Well, I've got a little AP3, so, someone named Phil's running some knights.
Why does everyone seem to hate my knights?
Oh, like you're going to be at the bottom table for me to play.
I mean, I might be.
You know what? If I end up playing, I'm just going to make sure I play you.
I would like to complain to the TO.
Yep. Complaint is noted. Please file it in... The urn is on the shelf. So, let's go ahead. Let's do something fun. Give me your top 3. Because I want to give props right now to the gentleman who's helped me out with this. Mr. Carl is helping me make the prizes for this, and Dr. Stottle is going to help me set up. So props to the 2 gentlemen who are actually on this call right now, and thank you so much for everything and helping. I truly, truly appreciate it. Give me...
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for hosting.
Truly my pleasure. It really, really is. I'm glad that we're all going to be turning around and throwing down dice. Who do you guys think are going to take the top 3?
Top 3, huh? Well, let's see. I can't discount Mince, because that list is by that player is going to be,
All right.
Yeah, I got to put Mince somewhere on the top.
Is he your number 1?
No, I don't know about my number 1. I don't know who I'd put as number 1.
Oh, come on. Give me a number 1.
Number 1? I don't know. I'd have to actually pull up the list.
got my top 3, Phil, if you need a minute to think.
Go for it as I randomly search the not controlled by Mark copy.
I think Phil Blake will place. I think he'll get in third. I think he's going to do well with that list with the 8 single models.
Nice.
I think the other Phil Carl, will get second. I think he'll smash some heads in, but just fall short. And I think Master Mince is going to pull it out at number 1. So those are my top 3.
All right. So wait, I'm sorry. You said Phil Blake's number 3. Who was number 2?
Phil Carl. And,
you had to go with him.
And I think Chris is going to pull it out. I think that's a nasty vampire list.
All right, and there's your number 1. All right, Mr. Carl.
All right. What do you think, Mark? As I randomly look through things. Okay, all right, I got that. All right, so let's see. I think Andrea is going to pull third. I really like that demon list. And provided he doesn't run into a certain player, I think he will do really well.
He hasn't played since Mythicos.
I have. Look, if he avoids me, he's got it. He's just got to avoid me. I think second place is going to be. I'm gonna say it just on sheer gut instinct, but Simon's dirty bullshit. Second place. I have to say it. I would agree with Ryan. I do think Mince is the odds-on favorite, but I have a sneaking suspicion something's going to happen. I don't know what, but something's going to happen.
All right, and you think so, and then you're going back to Mr. Mince. I mean, hats off. He's a good player with a very good list. So, I mean, I got to give it respect. I feel like Simon is due at least to get some place because he has been practicing very, very hard. I mean, he's French, so that's 1 point against him. But, I mean, he has been practicing very, very hard. I keep looking at Joey's list, and I'm going, you know what? He doesn't have the elders. So this is actually 2 lists without elders.
Shockingly, yeah.
Don't look. We've already established you can't do that. So they'll just resubmit their list, Mark.
No, because it's like a negative 20.
Yes, but it's an error. It's an error, sir.
No, because I double checked everyone's list.
No. See, you missed the rule that Warriors have to have 2 elders. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's like law.
I just keep coming back to this, and I'm going, you know what? I'm liking this a little bit. I think Joey's got some answers for some of those MSU. I like the Envy with the Lance. I'm going to give him third.
You're going to give Joey third? All right.
I'm going to give Joey third.
Bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it works out.
Seriously. I'm going the wrong way.
I mean, to be fair, I chose Simon as second, so.
I'm going to go with Kelly.
I think that's a very safe pick. I think Kelly.
That's a good choice.
That's always a good choice.
I think Kelly will go with second.
Okay.
And
just say it. We know it's it. We know you're gonna say it.
No, I honestly I think the dice are gonna betray Mince in one of his games, and it's because it's only a 3-game tourney. It's not enough time for him to come back.
Okay.
And that's why I'm torn who's going to take first. I really am torn with who's going to take first.
All right, so who are you torn between?
I'm going to say between the 2 of you are on my radar.
Your flattery gets you nowhere, but okay.
And you have a point with Simon. You really, really do have a point with Simon.
I hate it when you say that, but he's due. He's absolutely due.
No.
And his list is, but I mean, there's a lot of lists here that'll give his list fits.
And the issue with Simon as a player, and by the way, I think he is a wonderful, wonderful person. But he gets overconfident. And
I disagree. Have you seen him roll dice? It's hilarious.
I have seen him roll dice.
I mean, you talk about Mince's dice turning traitor. Good Lord. Have you seen Simon's dice? It's the French Revolution all over again. And he's the aristocracy.
Well, then that's double the reason. It's just, I know that when I've played his Beast Herds, he's gotten a little too overconfident at times. And it ends up costing him. So I think he's going to think that his Infernal Warriors are going to be able to do too much. Or that his engine... Like, honestly, Ryan, your Duke can actually mess up those engines. Even though you're only wounding it on 5s, you tie one of them up, you let one of your knight units come around, and you're still going to be doing wounds to it. You can just heal at will, and you've got the save to do it.
Yeah, true.
So
I just shoot them straight off the table.
Yeah, so that's why I'm torn. I really like this list.
Which one?
Joshua's.
That's a dark horse for sure.
I keep coming back to this, but he's just getting back into it. I think if he stays with this list, he can do things with it.
I do not appreciate that list at all.
I do.
No.
I truly, truly do.
Let me rephrase that. As an Empire Pony player, I do not approve of that list.
He's gonna run me over the first round.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I mean, like you have a ward save. I'd say you have an armor save, but I'd be lying.
And yeah, I mean, I think I unfortunately I'm going to have to go with Mr. Carl.
Oh no! Don't do that to me.
Ooh, pressure on Phil.
To take
no.
you
See,
it all the way.
Ryan called it right. I am always the bridesmaid, but never the bride in these things.
Well, you're due. What do you want me to?
Well, you would think so, but again, history has proven otherwise.
So I'm trying to currently pull up
the first round matches. I have them up.
Okay.
Yep, I should have them up. I think I have them up. Not I can find them relatively easily. All right, so Oh, here we go. All right, so table 1 is Brian Hulley versus Michael Anderson.
All right.
Highborn Elves versus Sylvan Elves. And the Highborn Elves are better at shooting.
Well, yeah, but this isn't a shooting list. This is a I'm going to run up and touch you list with.
To be fair,
Highborn. Those
Pathfinders are going to evaporate those horses.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
But on the flip side, if the horses even touch him, they evaporate the Pathfinders.
No, they don't. No, because I think the Pathfinders are still AP 1 or 2.
That's true, but the other horses are swinging first at strength 5.
There won't be enough of them left. He gets to stand and shoot.
If he gets to hit them, and if they fail, they're going to fail their armor save. But that's a different story.
And pass their leadership test.
I mean, to be fair though, all you need to do to deal with Pathfinders is just stand in a piece of terrain, and they have the Stalker standard. So I do think it's going to be an interesting match. I don't know who's going to win that one.
And this is the first round is what? Capture the flags.
I'd have to pull up the player pack.
I think it is. I'm going to go with Brian.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going to go with Michael because I like to dissent.
No, I'm going to give it to Brian. All right.
Fair enough.
Who's table 2?
Table 2 belongs to Chris MacDonald versus Norbert. Oh, poor Norbert.
I got Chris. I got to give it to Chris.
I can't even pretend. I love you, Norbert, but you have really nice, huge targets to shoot at.
Yeah, he's got those rocket batteries there. And
I mean, to be fair, the Dread Sphinx is fairly resilient. Oh, wait, no, rocket batteries have clip wings, don't they?
No, they took that off.
Oh, thank God.
But I didn't think Norbert had the Dread Sphinx. He has
Norbert has the Dread Sphinx.
He does. He has a Shah Guardian.
Oh, that Shah Guardian is going to be behind a hill, sitting there, going. You know what's even worse though? He's got a unit of 6 chariots, and they will disappear from the face of the earth with one of those rocket batteries.
And he's got enough shooting. Yeah.
I think.
It all depends.
I think Norbert's going to have trouble.
Believe it or not, I want to say it depends on those stalker standard, the sand stalkers. Because they do have the...
Since that's true, they will kill one war machine and then evaporate to the other. And that's assuming they come on. Norbert is notorious for those things not showing up when he needs them.
Fair enough. All right. Table 3.
Ryan versus Joshua.
I'm going with Josh.
I mean, I'm sorry, Ryan. I love you, but
into a brick wall.
This is literally no. Running into a brick wall would hurt less. This is you running into like some fortifications of steel spikes. It's just rough.
And Ryan, you're a great player. I mean, you're very, very skilled, and this list is just anti you.
Anti you.
Yeah. And by the way, I had what I love about Tourney Keeper that we're using is all you do is you hit a button. It's not like having to use War Score like we were, and it was done in 30 seconds.
I mean, the Europeans did make a very nice tournament running thing.
Yeah.
I will admit.
So.
All right. I'm sorry, Ryan. I love you, but good Lord, there are so many sharp objects stabbing you. It's not great.
Sorry, buddy.
Yep.
All right.
Ryan, who do you think is going to win that match?
Who do I think's going to win?
Yes.
Obviously, Ryan.
I think I'll pull it out with capture flags. I think I could pick on his marksman and hopefully run away.
Fair enough. All right. That's a lot of strength for AP too. Look out for the great weapons.
Yeah, all the grumbling will be on the non-dwarf side, ironically.
That's fair enough. All right, let's see. Next up is Ben Keller versus Kelly Wheaton.
Kelly.
So Ben versus Kelly. I think Ben has a advantage in his list.
I do. I agree.
I think the problem is Kelly is just much more seasoned.
Yeah, and I was actually talking to Ben a little bit earlier tonight. I think the list advantage is definitely to Ben, but player skill is definitely
Kelly's got the boy beat by circles.
Yeah, love it.
Love him, but good Lord, not Kelly. Absolutely Kelly for that one.
All right, what's next?
Brett versus Gene.
Gene.
Absolutely Gene. Gene with a huge margin of win.
No, hold on.
Yep,
I'm definitely picking Brett to win that one.
I think I'm actually going to agree with him, but let me just double check. Nasher Herds, which I think nothing of. He's got the chaff. Let's capture the flag, right?
Yeah. I'm calling Gene. I don't care what either of you say. I'm calling Gene for an 18. Minimum.
Sorry, Gene. I think Brett is running you over with this greedy list.
You're allowed to be wrong.
No, he's only got 16 warriors.
32.
Yeah, but their units is 16, so I don't think he'll have enough there, and Gene's going to be able to chaff him till the cows come home to set it up the way he wants it. So I'll say it like this: is my heart. I truly want Brett to win. Unfortunately,
Gene with an 18 or bust.
No, I think Gene wins at about 13 to 14.
I heard what you said. I'm still saying 18, and that's that.
I'm sticking with Brett. Brett, don't make me a liar.
Brett, please prove me wrong. I want you to prove me wrong, buddy.
Brett, thank you in advance for proving me correct.
Shut up, Phil. Who's the next table? Table 4 or 5?
Dan versus Simon. Let's watch these two blow the shit out of each other. Actually, no.
That'll be a fun game.
I think, honestly, I think Dan is at a disadvantage because Simon's just got so much range on him.
I think Simon will win that too.
I think it's going to come back down to those Infernal engines because his best strength without charging is only strength 6 range, and I mean the -1 to hits doesn't make a difference when you have auto hits, and he's got I don't know because we're playing.
I look forward to Simon rolling poorly, but I think Simon will have the edge in this one.
I think Simon's got the edge, but I'm going to put money on Dan.
I mean, I'm going to put money on Dan too because I don't want to say Simon. Under no circumstance.
No, I think list-wise, I think Simon does have the edge list, but I think knowing their list as well as they do, and I know he's been tinkering with this for some time. I think Dan.
So, all right, Mark's going Dan. I say Simon. Phil, who are you going with?
Can't a meteor just hit that table and they both lose? No? Everything about this matchup screams Simon, but I'm rooting. My heart is for Dan. I'm going to choose Dan out of 13.
Right.
Dan out of 13 is what I'm going to say.
All right, what's next?
Chris Mince versus Phil Blake.
I'm pulling for
that'll
Phil.
Be a tasty matchup.
I'm pulling for Phil. Unfortunately, it's that gosh darn dragon. Let me pull up Phil's list again here real quick.
So remember those single models that are about to get screamed off the table? Yeah. I remember those models that are about to get screamed off the table. Or occultismed off the table. They're not going to be on the table.
Sniped, missiled, and screamed.
No, to be fair, Mince doesn't have a lot of snipes. He's got maybe Haste in the Hour.
He's got Haste in the Hour, and he has the occultism snipe.
I mean, I was going with just occultism in general is bad for Phil because it's got, like you said, it's not a snipe. It just needs to hit something that's standing alone, which is his entire army.
Yeah, but let me pull up. Here's my other thing, though. Is let me go to Mrs. List real quick.
Chris can't kill everything that Phil has, so Phil's going to do a lot of damage. But I think Chris will win the day.
I think Chris is going to just...
Hear me out. Hear me out.
All right, I'm all ears.
Okay. If Phil's able to get his monsters just into the skellies, okay, he's not going to want to go in there with anything else because the monsters are going to be killing too many of the skeletons.
In theory, yes. I've seen giants not hit anything, but yes.
I agree with you, Mark, which is why I think it'll be a closer game because Chris can't deal with all of the bullshit that Phil has, but I think he'll be able to deal and slow him down enough that he'll still pull it out.
It depends on how aggressive Mince gets, I think is the best way to put it.
Fair enough. All right.
I'm not sure how it's going to be.
I'm still going with Blake.
Okay. I'm going to say Mince, but by how much is debatable.
All right. Who's next on our list?
We have James Smith versus some terrible villain. I think his name's Phil.
James.
It's going to be a 20 one way or another. I don't know which way it's going to go, but it's going to be a 20 one way or another. All I know is my honor has been sullied by this list, and I will have my vengeance.
Well, it's already one less hit from your...
Oh, no. The big thing for me is his guys are out in the open on their own. So I can shoot them with a tank from cannon and div missile them. And flaming lash them as well. I have tools, but I gotta kill that dragon. I hate that dragon. That dragon is no bueno at all. I dislike that thing.
Depends on your point of view.
I'm rooting for James. Sorry, Phil. But
no, it's perfectly fine. I understand.
No, I'm rooting for James too, but I think Phil's gonna win.
I understand who I am. This is accepted.
I do think Phil's gonna win this though. I think he'll be close to the beginning, and then Phil's gonna roll super hot on an unerring strike and just just annihilate that dragon.
You mean Phil rolls fives like they're
Look.
I know.
There's a reason that y'all put me as Phil Carl, so you say I need a 5 up in our Discord. Okay?
No, you did that. I did not do that.
I mean, yes, I did, but that's not the point. It's better than most of the other nicknames that come with me. So.
All right, who's next?
Joey versus Andrea. That's gonna be a good game.
I'm gonna say Joey.
I'm gonna say Andrea.
Ooh, I'm torn on this one.
It's such a good match.
I'm gonna be watching this one just for fun.
It's gonna be a game.
I think I'm gonna go with Andrea though on this one.
I think Andrea's experience with his army is going to trump Joey's.
That's why I think Joey's going to take it.
I don't know. I'm interested in that one. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, no. It has to be Andrea. Joey is already down points because he doesn't have Feldrak Elders. Okay?
Well, wait. There's only two armies with Elders.
Look. They've committed a grave sin and they will lose.
And only one has paired weapons.
That's I've seen people start running halberds.
Right.
In complete honesty, just because they murk monsters and they murk armor.
Fair enough. What's next?
The last one actually is Jacobo versus Victor.
Jacobo.
Victor.
I will also say Jacobo, not just because I like saying his name.
It's fully because you like saying his name.
I also think Jacobo will pull it out.
I think Victor.
No.
Wait, does Jacobo have alchemy? No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Never mind, Jacobo it is.
I have his list up on the screen.
Well, I'm not looking at that. I am cleaning and finding heavy hardware and tools in my hobby area. Again, I don't know where from, but I'm finding them.
Why
I
do we
must
have
have
to do
this
it?
somewhere.
Yeah, I think versus Victor's list, again, his blocks don't care if you come from below.
Victor's going to use those skeletons just to secure objectives. Or he's going to hide them as far away as possible from anything that matters.
But if Victor doesn't come up by turn 4?
I mean, the odds of that happening are incredibly low.
It could
And it's possible. It's very possible. But it's not. I don't think they count as destroyed. They just count as they never had scoring.
No.
I'm not
No, for purposes
they're counted as dead.
They're counted as dead.
No, they're not counted as dead.
Yes. They count as victory to your opponent.
Oh, for the scoring part. Okay, that might be accurate. Okay, I know they don't give up their points. I mean, granted, 250 points.
But it's the objective.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say that's really it. Thank you so much for doing this with me, and I really look forward to this. This again is going to be next Saturday at the park. I'm also going to give a shout out because I found out today that we are also going to be having a Mountain Mayhem, which is CGL runs this out of Warrington, Virginia. I did talk to Gene a little bit about this. It's going to be maxed out at 30 players.
Oh, okay. So that's nice. Is it in the same spot it usually is?
Yeah. It's going to be at the Firehouse.
Okay.
And it's going to be October 23rd, 24th. And that's all that I know about it.
Okay. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not allowed because it's Gene's tournament. But anyhow.
Well, I'll say this is I definitely I plan on going unless my wife says otherwise. And oh no, it's always a lot of fun down there.
Gene runs a really great tournament.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure I'll be talking to him regarding. Sorry, I'm plugging in my computer before it dies. I'm sure I'll be talking to him regarding the Tourney Keeper. Hopefully, everyone using it this time found it easy to use, and I think it's going to absolutely speed things up compared to all the data input that we'd have to use to do using WarScore.
No one likes WarScore. No one.
I cursed at it. You both have seen me curse at it.
I see you throw things. It's amusing.
Thank you, Phil. All right, and that's it. I don't believe there's any Masters going on until 2022. Oh, Hogs Fest is going on too.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to make it out to the Midwest, I will attest to Jeff Durham's ability to run a fantastic event.
Yeah. And
strongly recommend anyone that feels healthy enough and safe enough to go out and join them for that event. It's
is it still in Milwaukee or is it?
Originally it was actually supposed to be in Jersey, but because of all the COVID stuff, he's moved it to back to Milwaukee for this year, I believe.
Got it. And it's November 7th and 8th. Do you guys know of any other tournaments going on?
I mean, this is things are just seeming to start back up. I mean, I'm debating Grail Quest this year, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, you and I will touch base because what we could always do is, again, I think last year you did it, at Mythicos?
Yeah.
I think what we could do is, if you don't want to do it there, if you want to go ahead and maybe just kind of rent out a tent with some heaters in it,
To be fair, they just expanded though, so.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm debating it. They just annexed more space that was next to them. So
they do a lot for players there.
Shout out to Mythicos Games. If you're in the area, they are freaking-tastic.
Yeah, I know. I need to order some more paints from them online.
Oh God, I need to. Yeah, I have not had to restock my paints for the hobby season for the COVID, but I'm probably running low on a couple key ones.
It means you're not painting enough. And that's all that I know of. And Grailcast was a lot of fun. I definitely loved the cards. Remind me of a more balanced, the original Grailquest.
I like the original Grailquest. I have half a mind to allow Giants this year in Grailquest.
You know what? I was actually thinking about allowing Giants next time I run a tournament because I think.
I was going to say it's going to be a 4,500 plus one free giant of your choosing.
Of your choosing, or that your army's allowed?
That your army's allowed. That's fair.
Okay.
From the giant supplement book, army provided.
Yeah, only from that supplement book.
I was thinking about that.
No, see, I would just make it an easy 500 points. You have to choose a giant from the supplement book.
I mean, potato.
All right. Well, the reason why is points. So, yeah, that's all that I know of. And of course, there's UB tournaments. There's actually a giant tournament going on as well. So if you want to try a UB tournament, please go log on to USAETC and what's it called? UB Blitz or? The
Blitz is a 3-game tourney that they're starting up.
And but specifically, if you want to try the Giants or not.
Yeah, you have an option to do Giants or not do Giants.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people not doing Giants, but I mean,
a lot of people that are doing Giants.
That's fair. There's a good number.
All right, guys. I got to go to bed, but thank you. This was fun.
All right. Good night, fellas. All right. Bye.